Hi, I'm Mark Toole with 8020service.com. Today's customer service video question of the day comes from Quora, and the question is, should there be a law implemented for corporations to have a reachable or accessible customer service phone number? Okay, like I said in the comments here, let's talk about a really terrible idea and how bad of an idea this is and what would happen if something like this were to occur. First of all, get the basic thing out of the way first, right off the bat. I think that in most cases, for many businesses, phone is the worst way to conduct any kind of customer service interaction. It's not respectful of anybody's time. It's annoying. It caters to the wrong kind of customer, and I don't recommend it for a lot of reasons. First of all, think of the last time you had to call a business on the phone about some kind of customer service issue. First of all, and this happens almost every time, and I have no idea why. For some reason, when you call one of these companies, this is what happens. You dial the number, and the phone rings half a ring, and then plays an incredibly loud beeping noise in your ear. Beep! What the fuck is this? Why are you... Okay, that's how things start off to a bad start. Then you get the machine that either wants you to press 47 for English, or it wants you to talk to it. Hello, I am a machine and I will help you today. What would you like help with? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Some of them even play a recording of the typing person like you think it's a guy that's like, I will look that up for you in a moment. It's stupid. If you eventually get a hold of a person, it's a low-level NPC like we've talked about, maybe in India, maybe in the US, but either way, they're reading off of a script. They have a procedures manual. If customer asks this, read this. If customer asks this, read this. And you may eventually get whatever you're calling about taken care of, but it's going to be a huge pain in the ass for you. It's going to waste your time. You'll probably be on hold for a while, where you kind of you try to do something else, but you're holding the phone or you got it on speakerphone. And then you're in the bathroom when the guy picks up and you're like, oh, hang on a second. It just wastes your time. It's not good for you. Now, from the company's perspective, what kind of person calls a phone call center customer service role? Now, if that's the only option you give them, everybody, because they don't have any other choice. If you have other options available, though, you're still going to have customers who insist on having I need a phone customer service agent that I could call and talk to. These are usually, not always, usually the biggest hassles, the worst customers you can have. The people who are going to be like, oh, this guy didn't call me mister. He said my name. That's rude. I want him fired. You don't want these people in your business. You don't. They're not worth dealing with. They're just going to be a pain in the ass. They want a phone number so they can call and yell at somebody and demand things and you can't ignore me. And I guess it makes sense to some extent because a lot of businesses do provide terrible customer service and ignore their customers. Don't do that. Then you don't need a phone customer service number. Now, let's get to the second part of this question, where he's essentially asking, should the government force businesses to set up 24-hour phone customer service call centers to handle the phone complaints of people like the guy I just described? I want you fired. You didn't say the right thing. Of course, the answer to that is no. What's that going to look like if such a thing were created? Well, first of all, it's going to add expenses to businesses. Obviously, you have to pay to have this call center. And that's going to mean products, services get more expensive, or businesses make less money. Businesses don't want to make less money. You're going to pay more for the service. Not good. What else would that look like? Well, it would be very terrible customer service. Think of it this way. If somebody forces you to do something, are you going to do a really good job of it, or are you going to do the bare minimum to comply with the things they're forcing you to do and no more? Obviously, you're going to do the bare minimum just to get that thing out of the way. So if the government says, yeah, you have to have an accessible customer service phone number, okay, fine, I have a phone number. And I have a contract with a company in India where they have one guy and he answers the phone for 300 companies. And if he's busy, the customer waits until he's done with all the 300 companies ahead of me. And great, we have a phone number. We complied with the law. By the way, if you actually want good customer service, here's our email address. Here's our live chat thing. Use these things that are actually better and more intelligent. Or you can wait on hold for our one guy in India that we share with 300 other companies. If they require you to have minimum response time or something like that, which government might do in this sort of situation, there would be companies that would come up that would guarantee exactly that minimum time, or maximum time, I guess it would be. The point is, people would comply exactly to that law because they have to and do no more. And that would become what's expected because everyone else would have to be doing the same thing. That, or these businesses, the intelligent ones, would simply move to a jurisdiction that didn't have these kinds of laws and continue operating normally. That's going to be more and more of a thing for businesses and for individuals, which totally separate topic from this. Interesting topic, but another reason why just crying to the government, getting a man with a gun to go to the business and say, you must have a call center to answer phone calls, is, even if you thought it was a good idea, it's just not going to work because they can just go somewhere where that man with that gun doesn't have any authority and continue running their business in an intelligent, normal way. So that's really a lot of it. If you... phone is a terrible way to do customer service a lot of the time, and B, government forcing you to do that or anything really is going to result in the lowest possible quality of that thing. There certainly will still be businesses that say, well, we'll do better anyways because we think that's great and wonderful, but the majority of businesses will companies will be created to provide this service, this minimum government compliant call center service. Companies will be created for this. They'll know exactly what to do. They'll sell this standardized service to all the businesses. They'll make some money in the profit, but really it's basically rent seeking because you're only getting this money because the government's forcing people to do this, and it will result in a flat standard level of performance of all these call centers, and it will be a bad level. It will be bad quality. It will not be good. Whereas obviously nowadays in intelligent businesses in the free market, in the free world, yes, if you're going to have customer service, if your customers have issues that they need help with and you have customer service to help them, you, as the person running the business, can choose how best to do that. You can handle it by email. You can handle it by live chat. You can handle it with some sort of call center. You can set up an office downtown and have people come in. You can have them write you a letter. You can have them send you a fax. Whatever kind of thing you want to do that works for you and your business and your customers, you can do that. Nobody running a business wants to piss off all their customers and have them leave and things like that. There's no one doing that. They want to make money. They want customers to buy things. Yes, there's trade-offs sometimes in what level of customer service to provide and things like that, at least if you're thinking the old-fashioned way. But no one's trying to provide bad customer service, not if they want to stay in business. It's just how you choose to do that customer service. And forcing everybody into some sort of one-size-fits-all, standardized, outsourced, call center, regulated government bullshit just isn't going to work. It's a bad idea. And just fundamentally, if you believe in freedom, you want less government agents with guns forcing people to do things, not more. It's kind of a selfish thing for a customer or a person asking this question to even want this sort of thing. I had a problem with a company one time, so maybe the big bad man with a gun should come and beat him up and force him to do things for me because I don't want to have to just make a decision to use another company or do something else about it. Handle your own problems. Don't beg a man with a gun to fix your problems for you because you're not going to like the outcome of that long term. And phone is a terrible way to provide customer service a lot of the time. Now, if you're looking for a better way to do customer service, really the intelligent thing to do, of course, is to anticipate and prevent as many customer problems as possible before they happen. Why? Because then the customer doesn't need to call you, he doesn't need to email you, he doesn't need to live chat you, he doesn't need to contact you at all about the problem because there is no problem. Now, that brings me to another drawback to this sort of way of thinking. If you were to have a law implemented forcing everybody to have a call center, what I just talked about would start to make less sense to a business, or at least to some businesses. Now, obviously, if you get to decide on how or if you provide customer service, the cheapest customer service you provide, and the best for the customer perspective, is the customer service you don't have to provide because that problem never happened. So you prevent the problems, You never spend any money or time or hassle handling them because they don't exist. Then the man with the gun shows up and says, Mark, you have to set up a call center for your business. You have to have a phone number. You have to have people available 24/7, at least 5 agents sitting around to handle customer problems all day and all night long. You have to have this. You don't, you go to jail. The man with the gun comes and arrests you and puts you in a cage. So you must have this thing. All right, fine. I don't want to be put in a cage. I hire this thing. I set it up. But I run my business intelligently. Nobody's contacting me. The occasional thing comes through, sure, but most problems don't happen because I do things right. But I'm paying these people to sit around and do nothing, and the law says they have to be a call center. I can't have them do other work, so I'm paying these call center people. Well, here a problem comes up, and I see an easy way that I could just fix this problem so no one will have to deal with it anymore in the future. But why don't I just let these call center people handle the problem since I have to pay them anyways? And that's the temptation people are going to fall into, which means more and more problems, instead of being fixed, instead of being prevented, will still just be handled. And that's always worse than preventing it. The customer is going to have to call and wait on hold and deal with all this stuff instead of just never having the issue to begin with. And it's from maybe good intentions, but the obvious consequences of that down the line are not good for business, not good for customers, not good for freedom. So don't do this. I'm going to wrap this video up here. It's getting a little long, but as always, I do one of these videos every weekday on a customer service topic. Post them on Quora and also on YouTube now. I also write regularly on business, customer service, and other related topics, again, on Quora and on the website 8020service.com. Go there. I've also got a guide that'll help you get this stuff right in your businesses. No government-mandated call centers required. And otherwise, I will be back tomorrow with another video.